Back again with an updated tour of my vegetable garden for June 2021. Got a lot of things growing and moving and shaking over here, so let's walk through them. I'm gonna start on this side. My strawberry baskets are coming along nicely. I'm allowing them to flower this time since they are ever-bearing, and I pulled the blossoms up the first time, so hopefully that means their roots are more developed and I can pick off these for their second round. My squash and zucchini are doing all right in the containers. I think one thing I've learned is they don't get enough pollinator action. So you see how this one is kind of shriveled up. That's actually, it didn't get pollinated, so it's not gonna turn into a fruit. Of course, now I can't rip it off. This one though, I think I can. So it's not blossom end rot, it's just, it didn't get pollinated, so it's not gonna turn into a squash. But I do have a couple that did, and if I cared more, I'd probably come out and pollinate them myself, but this was more of an experiment to see if I could grow them in a container. The zucchini is doing better. I've had some, like this one isn't, if I can get it around, this one isn't pollinated. So I'm probably going to have to pull that one off, but at least some are, and I have some good zucchini coming in here. My jalapenos, it's hard to tell where one ends and another begins now. It's just a massive pepper jungle going on. But I have a bunch of jalapenos coming in, all over the place. I harvested my first 4 today, so I'm just gonna have to keep digging around in there. My Fresnos are also doing well. I just need to wait for these to turn red and then I can harvest them. I ripped out the beans that were here because it got too hot for them. But now, welcome to the party, we have some cucamelons. These look like little tiny, probably about this big watermelons when they grow. They trellis super well and they vine. But they taste like little cucumbers or pickles, depending on who you ask. So I'm excited to see that happen. They're kind of slow to grow, but once they do, according to what I've seen, they will take over. My little pots up here, I still have my bee balm that is sprouting. At least I think that's what it is. Watch it be just grass or something, but I'm pretty sure those are bee balm. And then I think these are the cone flowers that I have going. So we'll see. I was hoping to bring even more pollinators. My bell peppers are also doing just as well as the jalapenos. I have little peppers all over the place, just waiting for them to get bigger and hoping I have patience to let them turn red, because that was why I planted so many. My carrots, I have found that this has not been successful for me for my first try. I think it was a combination of I planted too late, the deer and the rabbits kept eating all the leaves down, but a lot of them have already gone to flower. I'm letting this one flower. I pulled the rest out today and they definitely did not turn into carrots. I'll just pull one while we're together. This one doesn't look too hot, so. Oh, actually, that's the best carrot I've seen yet. But yeah, none of them got much bigger than this. So we'll see. My beets on this side are doing fantastic. I pulled out a couple today that were just ginormous. This is probably the next guy to go. He's pretty big. Let me see. Oh my gosh, yeah, that guy. Oh, sorry, that guy is really large. So, my celery too, I don't think it was a huge success. The one on this side actually ended up dying. It like disintegrated. And this one's flowering. So I might try and chop some off, see what it tastes like. I've heard it's super bitter. I don't think that's something I will grow again, but it was fun to try, and it was free because I got it from the grocery store. This is a new tomato to my garden. This is a red grape tomato. Someone told me that there was a store giving away plant starts for free, and I of course couldn't help myself and went and grabbed a bunch that were kinds I've never tried before. So I have that red grape. This is a Jubilee. Should be like a yellow tomato, a full-size yellow tomato. This is the Roma tomato that a friend gave me the start for free, and I gave her some bell peppers. It does actually have a little, yeah, there it is, a little tiny tomato starting. There it is. And then I also have a sun sugar cherry tomato. I've heard these are really good if you're looking for a sweet tomato, and it also has little baby fruit. And I still have my garlics that I threw in the bed to deter the bunnies, which, as you can see with my carrot issue, is not completely working anymore. I think I had a set of bunnies have more bunnies, and I think there's more bunnies than I can keep on top of. But my friend also gave me some free onion starts, so I threw a couple onions in as well. And then my Robeson tomato that I started from seed and have been growing. This thing is massive. I had 3 tomatoes that I've shown on previous videos that should have been really close to eating, and of course I'm pretty sure that was a chipmunk who kept coming by and snacking. But thankfully I have a bunch of other fruit happening. My potatoes, they look really sad right now, but that's because I actually harvested them today, and the amount of potatoes I got were amazing. I did 6 seed potatoes, 3 of each, 2 grow bags, and I just hilled them up over time, and I got a fair amount of potatoes. We're gonna eat those, I think, Monday or Tuesday, so I'm excited. But the ones that still had a good root system, I put back in the bags. I'm gonna water them here since the sun's down. I'm hoping maybe, I don't know, see if I can get more going. Just an experiment, see what happens. All right. So then, coming to this side of the garden again, strawberries, doing really well. I'm gonna let them blossom. My raspberries, this one's doing really good. I've gotten at least 5 raspberries off of this one. This one, I know it's got too small of a pot and I need to get it a bigger pot, but I don't want to do that this year. So I'm letting it go, but that's why it doesn't look so great. But it does have, if I can get the camera on them, it does have some raspberries going. Again, my absolute jungle of peppers. Just waiting. I mean, you can see there's a bunch going. Just waiting for them to get bigger. Same with the Fresnos, just waiting on those to get red so I can eat those. Real winner here, cucumber. I thought after I killed them 3 different times I was not gonna have cucumbers this year, is actually why I started the cucamelons. But these 2 lived and are thriving. And I even have some cucumbers coming in. So I'm really excited to see that. These have been fun to try and train going up the trellis. It's definitely not natural for them to do this from what I'm seeing. I'm having to guide them and help them, but once I do, they're grabbing on. This is the first thing I've had that's actually grabbing onto my trellis. So there's a bunch of little cucumbers starting over there. Again, more bell peppers. These are doing great. And as you can see, the carrots on this side, completely devastated. This is the bed that's a little shorter height-wise. So I think the little babies are popping up in here and eating some of my tops, and it looks like they've ripped a fair amount out. So I also got a bunch of free peppers from the place where I got the tomatoes and decided the beets on this side, the carrots on this side, they're not doing super great. I'm gonna go ahead and rip out my beets here, harvest them, and make this my little hot pepper corner. So this is a Poblano I got from my friend, and this is starting to navigate around the leaves, starting to get some peppers. I got a Thai hot pepper, which I've never had before. Again, it was free for me, so trying it. This is a Hungarian Hot Wax. You can see some of the leaves are kind of yellow. These were all getting super pot bound, not looking super great. I threw some phosphorus in here to help with like root development after I teased them apart, which is I think part of why they're kind of yellow. But as you can see, the new growth is looking really good. And this is, I can't even pretend to say that, but Jalapenos red, I don't know. Again, free, so trying that out. And I did have a Scotch bonnet red, but I lost a branch of Mr. Tomato and he snapped him off. But I'm leaving him, looks like he's got new growth. Maybe I'll get lucky and get a pepper or two. I've heard they're super, super hot, so we'll see. Oh, I also found out I made a mistake identifying my plants, and this should be where a bell pepper is, and it's a jalapeno. But out of the ones I ripped out and put back in, I only mixed up 3 of them. So I didn't think that was too bad. Like, that's a bell pepper when it should be a jalapeno. Regardless, they'll all eat the same. The other thing I think that's been interesting is this bed. See how much taller it is than this one? It gets way more sun over here for like an extra hour or 2 compared to this one. So that's another reason I wanted to try symmetry. I wanted to see, does location matter that much? And obviously it does. Another one of my free tomatoes. This is a striped German. It should look like one of the wrinkly tomatoes and should be like orange. This is a chipmunk. That's how I knew it was a chipmunk eating my tomatoes, because he keeps planting random things in my bags. Before I finish this, my little cart, my purple super hots are finally getting little peppers. Sorry, trying to get around the leaves. And my fire red pepper that I started getting concerned, AeroGarden has a habit of mixing up seeds, labeling them wrong. So I was concerned maybe I got some sort of ornamental pepper, but I read more about them and they are actually, they go from green to purple and then they'll go to red when they're finally ready. So I can't wait to try those out as well. I also got a Serrano pepper. I tried Serranos at the beach and because they didn't have jalapenos, so when I cooked food I tried using Serranos and they were amazing. So I think Serranos will be one of the next peppers I always use. And this is my chili, my Anaheim chili. It doesn't have any fruit on it yet, but Gordon Ramsay uses a lot in cooking, so it has to be good, right? And my lettuce, as you can see, it's definitely getting warmer. The lettuce is looking super bad. It's flowering. So I'm getting here towards the end of my being able to harvest my own lettuce, but it was a good run. Back to this side, this Robeson tomato. Look at all this fruit. There is tomatoes everywhere. And this thing is now officially taller than I am. I definitely think, I think growing tomatoes has been an interesting experience because I've never done it before. I'm trying to be super diligent on cutting suckers off and trying to let it do its thing. I'm not sure. It can get super tall, so I don't know if I'm going to go through the effort of getting a T-post or something to try and continue letting it grow. But as of now, it's officially taller than I am, and I'm only 5'4", so we'll see. This is my other Roma tomato. This one's doing a little, oh no, I guess it's a little smaller. Again, I think it's the amount of sunlight it gets, but it also has little fruit. And this is a cherry tomato. This is just a regular sugar gloss cherry. So we'll see. On this side, again, it's getting a little too hot here for lettuce. So I got some butter crunches that are starting to head up. I'm probably gonna have to come out here and cut a lot of them down and take them inside and eat off of them. This one is definitely about to flower. I think this is an oak leaf. And this one is also, well, it is flowering. I'm just waiting for the seeds to start coming out, and then I'll shake them around and put them in the compost pile. My kale looks really good though. I think they're in the right spot. This is the first garlic I ever planted to deter bunnies. I don't think I'm actually going to get ahead because you should plant them in like fall and harvest them in summer. Don't think that's happening. This is an extra Fresno I had. I didn't have the heart to kill it and nobody wanted it, so there it is. And I believe that is an extra bell pepper I had. Again, didn't have anywhere to put it, so it went there. More lettuce, my Swiss chard. This thing is doing really well. I harvested a whole bunch of leaves off it and tried to make dinner with it. So I've yet to figure out what I like with it though. Over here, the nasturtium and the calendula have gotten huge and beautiful. I'm so excited. That orchid cream nasturtium is amazing. This is a weed, most definitely. I'm trying to see what it is. It keeps coming to a head like that, and that's kind of cool to me. A plant app said nighttime primrose. I don't know that I believe that, so I kind of want to see what happens. But this is a night flowering catch fly. This thing is so cool, and it is 100% catching flies. Again, just a weed, but I'm letting it go because it seems to be a good bug catcher. These little things are also errant carrots. I believe it's from when I had a top of a carrot and I had it flower over here. I think it spread its seeds. This soil though needs amended so badly. I don't believe they're gonna turn into carrots either because it's just not giving it room. The rest of the seed onions my friend gave me, I put back here. So I have a random row of onions. The pink dandelion had its fun, blossomed out, and I think it's pretty much done. So I'm just gonna harvest the greens. And this nasturtium has gotten really big, and I harvest the greens, make fish tacos, things like that. And the chamomile is doing really well as well. I'm kind of letting it self-seed. This used to be where the microgreen seeds were, the radish, the arugula, the kale. I left the broccoli, so I have 2 broccolis growing. Another carrot, which that one looks like it's gonna flower, and some random squash vine. I'm not sure what it is either, so I'm gonna let that grow and see what happens. I also made myself a little seeding area. Here is my harvest basket for the day. Look at all these potatoes. These are purple potatoes and russet potatoes, giant beets, and jalapenos. And this is what I meant by my carrots didn't carrot. I also harvested the radish pods, try and save some of those seeds, and the kale pods, try and save some of those. And these are the spinach seeds. They all dried up, put them in a bag. This is Portulaca that's been growing in my lettuce bed. It's in a couple random places over here. So I made a pot of it, and I pulled my pansy out and gave him a new little home. And he's doing sweet flowering. I love how some of them have the purple. Over here, my Rosa Sharon's doing well. This is another new pot, again, got for free from somebody. And I got clearance clematises. One is a pink champagne and the other one is like an azure blue. So hopefully I get a couple flowers, see what happens. I also got 2 clearance little mini rose bushes. So I have a pink one and this one is yellow. My blueberry bush is getting bigger, looks great. And my zinnias have blossomed. So this is the polar bear zinnia. They're sweet and cute. I think next time I'd prefer to try a bunch of other colors, but for my first time that was fun. I harvested quite a few blueberries off this one, enough to make at least one big bowl of Greek yogurt and fruit. And my lamb's ear, looks like he's gonna do something fun. And my cosmos, 2 of them died. I don't know what happened. The other 2 are fine. And my blanket of thyme, that still smells amazing. And my rosemary. And that is the end of my vegetable tour.